Hey, it's your boy Karma here. Going to be talking today about episode 188 of the Boruto anime and how it compares to the Boruto manga, chapter 24. I'm pretty excited to do this video. The Boruto anime hasn't always been perfect so far. There's definitely been way too much filler. I mean, obviously, episode 188 to chapter 24, meaning, that's 160 episodes of filler. So that's a lot. That's a tough number to hear if you only watch the anime. But truth be told, I'm going to keep this episode and all episodes like this that I do with the recaps and the comparisons spoiler free. So although I'm caught up to date on the manga, I am not going to be talking about anything going forward. I'm just going to be talking about what happens in this episode and what we've learned previously in the manga and the anime itself as well. So if you guys are ready, let's jump right into this. Hope you guys enjoy the video. So we're going to be starting off with the anime because they actually got a whole setup scene and some backstory on Kawaki and Garo that's not in the manga, which honestly, truthfully, I'm not usually a fan of it because I feel like so far, every time they've given somebody a backstory, it's been a detriment to the story because it takes away the mystique of the character. But this was fine. I think this was really good, actually. I think Garo got some depth and Kawaki got a little more depth too. Just, it seems like he's kind of stumbling around in this place. It seems like Kara's base. Garo tells him, what they've done to us is a good thing, and we should continue to work for them. Kashin Koji seems to oversee it. He does what he does best and just stands there and watches things. And yeah, I thought it was nice. I guess important thing to mention is Kawaki basically blows off Garo's chin. Completely disfigures him. It's pretty sick. It's pretty brutal, honestly, for Boruto, since they've basically toned down everything. I liked it. It was pretty cool. Meanwhile, in the manga, Jigen and Delta are just sitting there waiting for their scene to start up, but Boruto's got to do the intro first. So the only reason I'm leaving the intro in here is to basically just say, if you don't read the manga, I would stop watching the Boruto intros. They have been giving away stuff for the past, 4 or 5 of them. I would definitely just recommend stop watching them if you don't want to be spoiled. So this next scene with Jigen and Delta talking in Kara's headquarters plays out exactly the same as it does in the manga and the anime. What I like about the scene a lot is it kind of just shows that Jigen feels so full of himself. He basically treats Delta like a child. Delta and Code has been in the anime. He hasn't been in the manga up to this point yet. But in the anime, he's just kind of treated like a child. Like Jigen, babies Delta and Code, but has, a respect for Kashin, Koji, and Amato. They're useful to him. And, I mean, we haven't really seen him interact with the other guy too much, Boro. But maybe he'll come back soon. For now, basically Jigen just gets his table smashed and he has to magically just summon back his food. He also has the fanciest meal ever, so they've confirmed kidnapped Gordon Ramsay. So it's sad to see that. In the manga, the food does not look nearly as nice though. So then we get an anime-only scene where Delta heads off to recruit Garo for the mission. But I have to stop for a second to talk about Code, because Code, like I said earlier, has not been in the manga yet up to this point, but the anime decided to throw him in early, start giving him some personality, start giving him some depth before he actually debuts in the manga. So I have to say I just love this character. He has been bullied by Jigen, he's been beaten up, and he's so snarky for no reason. He has no reason to be snarky as far as we know yet. So far, I gotta say, Code has gotta be my favorite of Kara. Now that we've deviated off the path a little bit, where were we? Oh yeah, so Delta sets off to get Garo. He's in some abandoned town, which is always pretty cool, and it seems like he's just straight up killing people for no reason. And that's what I like to see. I like to see somebody just killing somebody for absolutely no reason. He didn't seem like he got intel, he didn't look at her and go, mission complete or something like that. He was just like, oh yeah, I was busy killing, thanks for giving me something else to kill. And he's like, I hate Kawaki, that's great, let's go kill him. And I thought that was cool. Honestly, like I said before, the fillers have really been, bad. The filler backstories have been kind of they're giving away too much information. So, really quick to deviate off of this episode. In the manga, Victor obviously has no... The word escaped me there for a minute, but I'm still here. Victor has nothing in the plot at all. Basically, he shows up for that meeting with Kara, and then he's killed by Kashin Koji. Jigen doesn't send Kashin Koji to do it. There's no discussion whatsoever. You meet Kara for the first time in the manga. Victor sits down and he's like, I'm a grumpy old man. And Kashin Koji's like, goodbye. And that's it. And I love the mystique that the manga is able to give you with that, because I remember people online going like, "Why'd this happen? What's going on with this guy? Like, what's up with Kashin Koji? Why did he kill Victor? Like, what was Victor doing?" Like, I know the anime answers those questions, which is good, but I just feel like by not letting us think for ourselves and trying to theorize, you're kind of taking away a bit of the excitement behind the new characters. But back to the main point. Let's get back to the episode. So then we finally get the moment everyone's been waiting for. Kawaki finally shows up. It shows that he's got the karma on his hand, much like in the anime. This scene is pretty much spot on, even down to like almost everything they say is exactly the same. Boruto's hand throbs, and then Kawaki screams, and he's like, "Oh, it's hurting him," and it goes to the backstory of Kawaki. And this is where it gets very interesting. It seems like they maybe decided to cut down on some of the drama in this moment because it couldn't be good for kids, I guess. So let's just jump into like what exactly happens. It's different. So in the anime, Kawaki wakes up and sees a hooded man talking to his father. He says, "Once your son is mine, you'll never get him back." His dad kind of glances over at him. He seems like he's kind of a drunk, and he just kind of goes, "Whatever, like, you can have him." But in the manga, it actually shows him drinking. It shows him look over. It shows him say, he's a hollow empty. He's got no worth. He's just nothing but my punching bag. And he's like, "The fact that you're going to give me so much money for a puny brat, are you a god or something?" That's what he says to Jigen. And it shows Jigen hand him the briefcase full of money, which he opens, and he's like, "This is amazing." So basically he sells Kawaki off for what's assumed to be a boatload of money. That's when we get the big Star Wars line, the "Kawaki, I am your father." Bwah. Just kidding. The real big moment comes later when Kawaki wakes up from this flashback and loses his mind. I'm guessing, obviously, it shows that in the flashback it looks like Jigen's trying to grab him, so he wakes up and screams, "Don't touch me." I remember reading this for the first time a while ago, and I was like, wow, that was awesome. He seems like he's crazy. This scene in the anime was great. Just the random, like, chakra aura around him was really cool. He just looked totally insane. Konohamaru was like, "Get away from him, we're gonna die." Speaking of Konohamaru, in the manga, he's got this sweet afro. Man, I wish he had that in the anime too, but this is a great moment for Kawaki. I think this was really cool. I think most fans probably like this. So after seeing Kawaki's rage of, like, power, they decided that he was definitely the one that took out all the puppets by himself. Even though these puppets were shown to be extremely strong, they actually have some pretty strong stats in the data book. In the manga itself, they give them some stats, and they're pretty up there in strength, but the data book stats always suck. Regardless, Kawaki then assumes that they're Kara trackers, and Konohamaru tries to talk him down, saying, "We're just from the Hidden Leaf. We just want to know what's going on." And when Kawaki says he doesn't want to tell him what's going on, things don't really go that great. But they cut away to Kashin Koji and Delta. Delta finally showing up. And I just love how Delta's like, "I have Jigen's permission to be here. Don't give me nothing, Kashin Koji, alright? I got permission. I'm good to go." But this is the thing about Kashin Koji. Even though he's mad that Garo's there and he calls him a simpleton, he doesn't do anything. He just stands there. He's like, "I'm just going to watch what happens." He just loves to see what goes down. So this is where the anime finally deviates again from the manga. As you can see, they're being very truthful this episode. But Kashin Koji and Delta have a much longer conversation in the anime than they do in the manga. So then Kawaki starts questioning them on what they want with him. And basically Konohamaru explains they were following the airship until Boruto tries to calm him down, and he holds out his hand and asks him what the karma is. Which Kawaki responds to the karma, which is good because now they finally got the name of it. And it's important to note that Kashin Koji and Delta are extremely shocked to see that somebody else has the karma as well. So after seeing the karma, there's no convincing Kawaki anymore that they're there just to see what's going on, and he's sure that they're part of Kara, until two random blasts go off, and it turns out it's Garo, who, if you're following along in the manga, you don't know who those blasts came from. You think it's going to be Kashin Koji or Delta that shot those blasts. But they cut to this guy with some crab hands and a mask. So I had a tough time deciding whether I like the battle more in the anime or in the manga. I love the facials that they give for Garo as he looks basically deranged. But in the manga, the art of them fighting with Kawaki pulling out the karma using like the claw or scythe, whatever you want to call it. As he goes to hit Garo, the art there is just great. this fight overall, I think, is great in both. I just enjoyed it. This was really good. I'm happy that Boruto's got to this point where you could watch an episode and go, wow, that was really good, and I enjoyed that. And it's good that if you read the manga, you're seeing that it's faithful rather than before where they're going off giving all these random backstories and adding a bunch of stuff we didn't need. But that's it, guys. That's all the differences between the manga and the anime for this episode and chapter. This was definitely one of the best chapters of the Boruto manga, and I think it's definitely one of the best episodes of the Boruto anime so far. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and leave a like. If you guys really enjoyed and you want to see more, subscribe. Hopefully next week I'll be back again to do it with the next episode. Like I said, I don't really plan on doing any episodes that aren't canon because there's nothing to compare it to. I mean, I can review the episode if you guys really want to see that. But that's really it, guys. Let me know, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. And just remember, code is the best boy.